Imagine traveling across the American West in the mid-1800s when the land was wild, untamed, and dangerous. Families were seeking a new life in California, crossing deserts, rivers, and mountains with nothing but wagons, horses, and sheer determination. Among these pioneers was the infamous Donner Party, a group whose journey would become a story of extreme survival and tragedy. By the winter of 1846, the Donner Party had become trapped in the Sierra Nevada mountains by massive snowstorms. The snow was so deep that it buried entire wagons and made travel nearly impossible. With food running out and temperatures dropping far below freezing, desperation set in. Families faced starvation, and some would ultimately turn to cannibalism to survive. It was a nightmare no one could have fully prepared for. News of their plight spread to nearby settlements, and volunteers rushed to help. These were ordinary men and women who risked everything to save strangers in unimaginable conditions. They formed what would become the Donner Party relief teams. Their mission seemed straightforward: carry food, guide the stranded pioneers out of the mountains, and save as many lives as possible. But the Sierra Nevada is not a forgiving place. Snowstorms, hidden cliffs, and icy rivers could trap even the most experienced travelers. The first relief team left in early February. Imagine walking for days through knee-deep, sometimes waist-deep snow, carrying heavy supplies. Every step was exhausting. Every storm could be fatal. Some men were experienced outdoorsmen, but others were farmers or townspeople who had never seen such brutal conditions. Even the strongest among them struggled. As they moved deeper into the mountains, confusion and danger increased. Paths were buried, landmarks vanished under snow, and avalanches became a real threat. Some accounts say that the relief team split into smaller groups to navigate different passes, hoping at least one group would reach the pioneers. But splitting up also meant that if disaster struck, there were fewer people to help each other. And disaster did strike. Reports from the time are sparse and sometimes contradictory. Some say avalanches claimed part of a group. Others suggest frostbite, starvation, or exhaustion ended the lives of those brave rescuers. Certain members were never seen again. No bodies, no final messages, no explanations, only vanished footprints and icy silence. Their fate remains a chilling mystery to this day. Meanwhile, other relief teams eventually did reach the trapped Donner Party. They brought food and guidance, and some survivors were finally able to leave the mountains. But the relief team's disappearances haunted everyone who survived. Families waited anxiously back home, never knowing if their loved ones had made it or been swallowed by the snow. Historians today still debate what happened to the vanished rescuers. Some suggest they were caught in avalanches while attempting dangerous shortcuts. Others think they may have become lost in whiteout conditions or exhausted before reaching safety. Some may have even wandered off, trying to find help, and never returned. What is certain is that these men risked their lives for others, stepping into freezing, unforgiving mountains without guarantees or backup. The story of the vanishing relief teams isn't just about survival, it's a story about courage, sacrifice, and the limits of human endurance. It's about people who put the lives of strangers ahead of their own, fully aware that the mountains could claim them. Their disappearance serves as a haunting reminder that even the bravest intentions can be overpowered by nature. Even today, over 175 years later, the story sparks curiosity and speculation. Modern historians study journals, letters, and secondhand accounts to piece together what happened. Every new detail gives us a glimpse into their lives, their fears, and their incredible bravery, but many questions remain unanswered. So, when we remember the Donner Party, we should also remember the men and women who tried to save them. They were ordinary people who faced extraordinary circumstances, venturing into snowstorms that could freeze a person alive in minutes. They became part of history not because they survived, but because their courage lives on in the stories we tell. The winter of 1846 to 1847 teaches us that heroism often comes at a cost. It reminds us of the dangers of the wilderness and the unpredictability of nature. But above all, it reminds us that some acts of bravery, even if they end in tragedy, are never forgotten. Next time you think about the Donner Party, don't just remember the pioneers trapped in the snow. Remember the relief teams, the strangers who risked everything to save them and disappeared without a trace. Their story is a chilling, powerful lesson in courage, sacrifice, and the mysteries that mountains keep hidden forever. If you found this story gripping, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales of survival, mystery, and history's forgotten heroes. And remember, some of the bravest stories are also the ones that vanish without a trace.